The role of Miss Christie will be played by Jamie Watson in tonight's performance. Due to unfortunate circumstances, she has replaced an original actor, and we are very grateful for her willingness to do so. Enjoy the show.
Thanks a lot, you guys. Thanks a lot, I said.
Shut up, Henry.
No, you shut up. This is all your fault. All of you guys. I didn't even get to touch it.
I didn't get to touch it either.
So, it was your idea.
Shut up. You're supposed to be quiet.
Well, I don't want to be quiet.
Well, I don't want to get in any more trouble, so you better shut up.
Just let him talk. We won't get into trouble if he talks, will we?
That's what you think. I got into trouble for what you guys were doing. Well, I'm going to talk all I want. When they come in, I'm going to tell them that you were too. So, what should I talk about? The weather. Okay. Clear skies. Well, I don't know for sure. I can't see them from here. But they were clear this morning. Sunny day, high in the upper 70s. I think they said. Low in the 60s. Sort of cold this morning. I had to wear a jacket, but it should warm up.
You better shut up.
What? Did you say something? You weren't talking, were you? Were you talking? We aren't supposed to be talking.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone? What about me? Why don't you leave me alone? I didn't do anything, but here I am stuck in the corner with you guys, and you won't leave me alone. What about me? I hate this!
Hey, what was that?
That was Henry, standing up.
You idiot. Sit back down.
No, I didn't do it. I'll get up if I want.
You're a jerk. You're going to get us all in trouble.
Well, we've already got the corners. We can't get in much more trouble than that.
Yeah, well, I don't want to stay here any longer than I have to.
You should have to stay here longer. It was your idea. I didn't have anything to do with it. You should get my time.
Oh, shut up. You should get everyone's time.
No, you shut up. You all just shut up. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of everything about you.
You're such a baby, Henry. Why don't you sit back down and quit being so childish?
Me being childish. Who's the one that wanted to touch the piano so bad? Now that's childish. What do you know? More than you? A piano? I mean, Jesus, what did you want to touch a piano for?
You ever heard one?
What?
Have you ever heard a piano?
I've heard discs of them.
Yeah, me too.
Everyone's heard discs of them.
Have you ever heard a piano in real life?
No, you?
I heard one when I was little.
Who cares?
Oh,
Yeah, it was real. I saw it in France. Didn't look like the one out there, though. It was a lot bigger. It's really long. Shaped sort of like a boot.
A boot?
Yeah. Or wing. Something like that.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You've never heard a piano before.
no, I know what he's talking about. There was a picture out there. It was called a grand piano or something like that, I think.
Could have been a grand. There aren't any of those left.
Well, not now, but this was a good 20 years ago. I think it was before they had the regime in France.
Wow, I wish I could have been there.
Me too.
Whatever.
What did it sound like?
I don't really remember. It was sort of like discs, I guess. Only it was better, I think, because it was all over, and there was some kind of amazing presence in the room. It was pretty wild. I heard a violin a year or two after that. That was sort of like it.
Hey, I thought we weren't supposed to be talking. Aren't we supposed to not talk? I could have swore somebody told me that earlier.
You're such a jerk, Henry.
Oh, I'm a jerk. I'm a jerk? Here you rebels are talking about real pianos and violins. And the worst thing you can call me is a jerk? Where's the real firepower?
Why don't you shut up and sit
Where's
down?
the real juicy stuff? Come on, I know you know some really bad words.
Which one do you want to be called?
Whatever you want. Go ahead.
Sherry, sit down.
Come on. Anything you want.
How about outcast?
You can't do that.
Whoa, Sherry.
Good effing idea.
You can't do that. That's not legal.
Legal enough. Face it, Henry, no one likes you as it is. All I'd have to do is propose it and be practically unanimous. The board already has it out for you.
You can't do that. People like me.
Really? Who?
People, my friends.
You don't have any friends.
Come on, you're practically outcast as it is. It wouldn't be hard to formalize it.
You wouldn't do that. People don't really outcast people. Do they?
I would outcast you in a heartbeat. I've wanted to for years.
No, you wouldn't. Why don't you guys sit down and calm down?
Why, Stephen? He deserves it.
Look, no one deserves being outcast.
Yes, he does. Look at him. He's a loser with a bad attitude. You are a loser with a bad attitude, and I don't like you. I pronounce you outcast.
You can't do that.
Do I have any seconds?
You can't outcast me.
Sherry, you can't be serious.
I am dead serious. Do I have any seconds?
Well, if anyone deserves it, he does. I second you, Sherry.
Thank you. Henry, under the regime, you are now pronounced outcast, and the world has nothing more to do with you. Outcast. These are the last words a living person will direct you until your proper trial. Heed them carefully. They are law. Before 2 witnesses and with 1 second, you have been declared outcast. No man or woman will speak to or acknowledge you in any way. You are unloved and unwanted by all humankind, and any attempt on your part to gain the attention of any man or woman will be strictly ignored. You are not worthy of such regard. Furthermore, if you attempt to interact physically with any man or woman, the penalty is death without trial. This is your sentence, pronounced by Sherry Masterson on the 1st of April, 2135, seconded by Louis Danvers and witnessed additionally by Stephen Burke. Henry Cornwell, under the regime, you are outcast.
Can't believe it.
Can't believe what?
I just witnessed an outcast.
Yeah, wasn't it great?
You can't do that. You can't outcast me. Hey! You can't do that! Hey! Listen to me! Listen, that's not fair! You can't outcast me, do you hear me? You can't do that! You think you can just second her like that? You think? Well, you can't do that. Do you hear me? You can't! I'll clear this up in my trial, and then I'll outcast you. Do you hear me? I'll outcast you! I'll outcast all of you! You think you can just outcast me like that? Well, fuck you! Yeah, fuck you! I'll tell them you were talking about pianos and violins, and then they'll outcast you. I won't even have to. I won't even have to, do you hear me? You'll all be outcast, you'll all be! But not me! Not me, I've got friends! I've got friends. I do. I have friends. Who cares anyway? My trial will fix it. My friends will stand up for me. That's all I need. I don't need you guys. My friends will be there. That's all I need.
Correction, there's some seats over here.
Well, Brittany, that's a good question. Guess I expected a little bit later, but kindergarten? Yeah, I used to learn a lot in kindergarten. Wow. Well, see, honey, it's like this. What Miss Allen said is absolutely correct. There are good touches and there are bad touches. A good touch, well, a good touch is a good touch because it's not a bad touch. And a bad touch is a bad touch because it's not a good touch. Because see, there are some touches that are only good at the right time, with the right person. And those are very good touches. But at the wrong time, they're bad touches again. You see? Well, it's like, okay, yeah. It's like the stove. Now, you're not supposed to turn the stove on, and I'm not supposed to turn the stove on. And if we did, then it would be a bad touch because we're not supposed to. But Mommy, she's supposed to turn the stove on. So when she does, it's a good touch, but only at the right time, when it's time to eat something. Because if Mommy turned on the stove when it wasn't time to eat something, then it would be a bad touch again. You see? But when it's time for Mommy to turn on the stove, and she does, then it's a very good touch because everything gets done right and we get to eat. You see? So when somebody touches you in one of your special places and they're not supposed to, it's like they're trying to turn on your stove when they're not allowed. So that's a bad touch. You get it? Well, right now nobody's supposed to. Because see, only one person's really supposed to touch you in your special places your whole life. And not until you're a lot older. And that person's your special person. Like Mommy's my special person, and I'm hers? Well, yeah, I can touch Mommy in her special places. It's a very good touch. No, you can't see it. No, Brittany. Very good touches. Those are really personal, and nobody's supposed to see them. They're just between two special people. I know you get to watch Mommy use the stove. That's different. The stove is a person, so it doesn't matter. I don't know. Nobody really knows who your special person is. Well, someday you'll meet him. And he'll be really neat to you, and you'll just know he's a special guy. But it won't happen for a long, long time. I didn't meet Mommy until I was really old, almost 20, so it'll be a while for you. What makes those places special? Well, see, it's like this. I don't know. Well, you know, I'm big, a grown-up, and you're little, right? Well, when big people, grown-ups, when they touch each other's special places in just the right way, they make more little people, like you. Only real little, like your brother. And you and your brother, you guys are really special, right? And since our special places made you, that makes them special too, you see? So that's what makes them special. But you only make little people with your special person, okay? Well, you know, you've got the birds and the bees, right? Well, see, Brittany, the birds and the bees, came in. Okay, honey. It's like this. Big people make little people this way. A mad big person, well, he needs a special person. Because she's so special to him, he gets a baseball bat. No, not a baseball bat. He gets a key, okay? So he gets this key. Well, really he always has this key. But it's not really a key until he meets a special person. And then, when he sees her, it's a key, see? And a woman big person, she has a lock. All girls have a lock. And if two people are special people to each other, well then his key will fit into her lock. They turn it just right. They let out a little person, you see? Oh, of course you don't see. Well, let me put it this way. No. Let me just say. All right. It's not really a key. It's not really a lock. It's more like a, how should I put this? Well, it's a penis and a vagina. And the penis goes into the vagina just like a key. And there you go, little baby. See? Penis, vagina, baby. Don't repeat that. That's all I know. Anything else you can ask Bobby when she gets home, okay? Okay, good.
Pete? You there? Yeah, you're up there, ain't you? Grandma said I could find you here. Said you'd be in this old tree. Said you might not want to talk to me. Is that true? Is it true what Grandma said? Well, you don't have to talk. Not now, not yet. And I know I'm late. And you know I'm sorry for that, and I don't blame you for being a little angry. I don't, Pete. Because I've been angry too. Yeah. Some things just don't work out the way they should. Yeah. Some things just don't work out according to time. And I know you miss her, Pete, as much as I do. Maybe even more. And I know I should have been here for you, but Grandma says you're okay. Grandma says you're a strong boy. Said you are as strong as this old tree. Hey, look here, I've got something for you, Pete. I've been to the mountains. Just had to get away for a while. Shake things loose. Grandma told you I was coming back, didn't she? Well, I'm here now, and well, I brought something with me, too. Can you see it? Well, I know you can't read yet, but look at the headlines. Notorious outlaws Hopper and Pete suspected of hiding out in Ghost Town, right here on the front page. Isn't that funny? Thought you'd get a real kick out of seeing our names in the paper like that, like we're a couple of outlaws from the Old West. What do you say, partner? Time to give it up. Drop the gun. I want to take you to the mountains, Pete. I want you to see them. The mountains, just how big they are and how little they make you feel. I want you to hold tight to my back and know what it's like to grip the road and how the bike leans so low. One way and then the other. And you feel hell-bent and free and still. So small. Very small. You can lean and almost brush the mountain wall, and just a few feet away on the other side, there's nothing but sky. As bright as your mother's eyes. The dim thought which keeps you from flying away. It crossed my mind, Pete, yet. I thought I'd leave and never look back, just cut a path, catch the breeze, never turn around. But I couldn't. Every time I'd build some speed, I'd brake and stop along the road. I'd sit and look back at where I came from. I'd see your face. I'd try to shake it out and ride some more and just look ahead, but then again, I'd see your face. You weren't here like something I could leave behind, Pete. And you weren't in front of me like something I'd finally reached. You were inside of me, like something I couldn't shake away. So you might as well give it up, partner. Come on down, we gotta go now. It says right here, U.S. Marshals are on the lookout for the dangerous Boone boys, Hopper and Pete. Last seen boarding the westbound train. Gotta go. Gotta get away. Maybe we'll take up blacksmithing and slapping shoes and fixing wagons. Maybe we'll buy us a saloon with swinging doors and fancy lights and serve beer to thirsty cowpokes. Excepting it'll be root beer. Oh, and we'll join them in poker, but just for fun. Oh, it'll be great. Family entertainment. But first, Pete, it's high noon. And Grandma has lunch on the table. And I've got to teach you to read. And, well, you've got to teach me to be on time. So let's saddle up. What do you say, hmm? You want this back? Well, maybe we'll just lock it up. Keep it safe in a drawer till you get older. Is that okay? Sure. Now, come on down now, son. Climb down. Grandma's waiting. Time for you to hold tight, son. Time to hold tight.
That's your lunch? Like carrots?
Yes.
A vegetarian?
Yes.
Oh,
Is there something wrong with that?
no, not at all. Thomas Edison was a vegetarian. So was Henry David Thoreau, which really doesn't surprise me. A man writes about civil disobedience, lives on a pond, you expect him to eat veggies. Or maybe the occasional bass, right? But Edison, Thomas Alva Edison, now that's a surprise, isn't it? It is to me. I think of inventors as meat eaters with huge appetites, not only to invent, say, the light bulb, which I think was a carnivorous act, but for foods. Glorious fatty foods, richly marbled Delmonicos, cordon bleu, chicken tetrazzini, incandescent, luminescent, protein-powered foods.
A flicker. Yes. A yellow-shafted flicker. Yellow-shafted flicker. 11:22, Monday, July the 2nd.
Edison was not the lone scientific vegan. Oh no. Albert Einstein and the enlightened Sir Isaac Newton. Curious. I wonder, is there a correlation between scientific genius and, say, nibbling on Brussels sprouts? Albert freed the atom of its energy. He helped us take that quantum leap to television. Isaac's calculation of the universe explained how it all fits together. So here's my question. Would the world of modern physics been vastly different if these men had used their canine teeth to rip a few Texas barbecue ribs? I think not.
Cuckoo.
Pardon?
A yellow-billed cuckoo.
Where?
To the right, 45 degrees, on the branch of the old oak tree.
Ah, yes, there he is. So far, we have 2 yellow birds, one billed and one shafted. I had no idea my trip to the park today would be so educational.
Yellow-billed cuckoo. 11:24, Monday, July the 2nd.
I guess we will never know. Edison, Thoreau, gone they are. Einstein, Newton, extinct. Scientia, finis. There were others, too. Darwin, Da Vinci, Plato, and more who devoured heads, ears, and hearts of lettuce, corn, and artichoke, but refused to taste sweet and tender delicacies of meat. You are in good company, Mr.
Oh, Lacey.
Mr. Lacey, yes. A good company. Well, relatively speaking. Pardon my rudeness. My name's Bogartis. I'm a collector, an antiquarian.
Bogartis.
Here's my card. Bogartis Collectibles. And you, Mr. Lacey?
I've heard this name before.
Is this a hobby or a profession?
Oh, I'm sorry. I work for PETA.
A PETA? And what does PETA do?
PETA. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals.
I see. You work for an acronym, and you watch birds, ethically speaking.
Well, all animals. Tracking their whereabouts, that sort of thing.
A zoologist.
Although my speciality is birds.
An ornithologist.
My thesis was on the family Columbidae.
And what does the family Columbidae look like?
Pigeons.
Pigeons.
Yes.
Mr. Lacey, you are looking in the wrong place. Follow me to the city, to my house, to my walk, and you will find a plethora of pigeons playing in a sea of pigeon shit.
No, they're common domestic pigeons. I'm looking for something rarer. The one called bleeding heart.
The bleeding heart.
Pigeon, yes.
It seems we are both collectors, Mr. Lacey. I, objet d'art, and you, the bleeding heart.
They're disappearing from around here. Poachers, perhaps.
Rare pigeons. Sounds contradictory, but so is everything else. We are both tiger and sheep, equipped with canines to rip our meats and molars to grind our grains. And so if you say pigeons are rare, I guess it's possible.
And they will disappear, like the passenger pigeon, if we don't take care of them.
It's difficult making a living as an antiquarian. Most people are interested in things that are new, the cutting edge, looking through the cyberspace window of the future, and not the old, dull, foolscap chronicles of the past. When did the passenger vanish?
1914.
So exact. How can we be so sure?
She died in the Cincinnati Zoo.
She,
Her name was Martha.
1914. the death of Martha, and the beginning of World War I. And you say all her relatives are gone?
Well, her species. Yes, hunted, eaten, their habitats destroyed.
Did someone eat Martha?
No, she's stuffed, on display in the Museum of Natural History in Washington. I went there to see her once. Well, what remains of her.
You went to the museum specifically to see the remains of Martha.
Well, yes.
I see.
Just 300 years ago, a flock of passengers flew these skies, sometimes numbering 1 million or more. So thick they were, they blocked out the sun. They were impossible to ignore. But after the Civil War, we set our nation against them. We ate, hunted, displaced this graceful, once abundant bird, until just one was left.
In a zoo.
And then behind glass, just to remind us of what we had lost.
Your interest in the Columbidae is more than academic. Bleeding heart. What does it look like?
They have a patch of red on their chest.
Ah yes, I should have guessed. What did Writer Crane call it? The red badge of courage. Perhaps that's why poachers like her so. She is a living target, an uncommon steed with a heart.
What do you collect, Mr. Bogardus?
Once it was books, mostly. Rare editions when possible. But as I grew older, it seemed fewer and fewer people cared. So I began to diversify. Now I focus on collectibles from bygone days with a special interest in medals.
Medals?
Medallions, prize insignias, memorial coins minted out of silver and gold, my own brand of patches. Here are a few. See, these are from various associations throughout the world. This one is from Monte Carlo, and this rare angular coin is from Prague. They are badges of honor, worn by champions. Here, look, hold them.
These medals. I've seen them before.
Oh, what are those over there?
Those?
All hopping about over there.
Those. Those are squabs.
Squabs. Aren't they cute?
Just a few beats away from the nest. But these medals.
They are small, the little squabs. You almost need something telescopic to see them.
Would you like to take a look?
Why, yes, thank you. What kind of squabs are they?
Mornings, perhaps homers. It's hard to tell from here. But tell me, Mr. Bogardus, where did you say these medals came from?
All over. Europe mostly, some from the U.S.
Medals of champions, you say?
Yes. Men of extraordinary poise and stability. Confident, self-possessed. An endangered species, I'm afraid. Men with an eye as sharp and clear as the eye of I believe we found her.
Shooting medals.
Yes, we found her.
These are shooting medals.
So they are. It's amazing to think that some of the world's largest mammals are strictly vegetarian.
Medals from rifle clubs?
The elephant, for example. His tusks have never touched a T-bone, his tongue a Boston pork butt, and yet he weighs in the neighborhood of 13,000 pounds. He eats fruits, twigs, berries, grass, and that's it.
Medals for killing birds, trapped and slaughtered.
But the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And like his cousin, the woolly mammoth, the elephant is an interesting concept, but isn't designed for survival.
One of these clubs in the 1880s, a hunter is said to have killed 99 of the 100 live pigeons.
I thought scientists were known for their accuracy. He wasn't a hunter, he was a marksman, and he didn't kill 99. He scored 99 out of 100. The judges said the 47th bird fell out of bounds. It was, however, dead.
What are you doing?
They were your common blue rock variety, nothing as exotic as your bleeding heart.
Don't do that.
According to trap shooting regulations, I would be disqualified were I to willfully miss.
What is wrong with you?
Now, please, rule number 6. If a shooter is balked by another competitor, and I mean you, Mr. Lacey, the shooter is allowed another bird. Here again, Mr. Lacey, I mean you. The contestant takes his mark. When he is ready, he will yell to the polar the caution, "Are you ready?" The polar will nod to the shooter and grip the rope
Soon, the shooter will yell the command, pull! The puller will yank, the trap will collapse, and the frightened bird will fly.
Bogartis, don't.
Are you ready?
Bogartis,
Record it, Mr. Lacey.
don't!
Pull! Bleeding Heart, 11:34, Monday, July 2nd. Right. This pistol is a work of art. Notice how the hand fits meticulously around the carved contours of the handle. The index finger wraps the trigger, and there's this perfect pressure between the two. And do you know the feeling?
Why did you do it?
You are pigeon-livered and you lack gall, Mr. Lacey. There are winners and there are losers.
An endangered species?
We are all in danger, and so we must all prove our worth on this crowded earth.
What?
Yes, and stake a claim to survival space. Your bleeding heart is no exception. I leave the trophy to you.
It was a day like any other, now that I'm removed from it and can think more clearly. It was remarkable for a number of reasons, not the least of which was the fact that I was killed. But it started out a day like any other, and I sat in my sunroom to enjoy a nice game of solitaire, just as I would on any other day. allow me to introduce myself. I am Miss Isabel Christie, a widow. And I live all by myself in this elegant house, which was purchased for me by my late husband Alvin, with moneys here amassed on a particularly lucrative holiday on the Riviera. Alvin's surname was not Christie, but Montblanc. I reverted to my maiden name, not out of disrespect for my husband following his passing. No, Alvin was a grand man, apart from his little gambling problem, which, all things considered, I suppose I shouldn't complain about it. But because I like to think myself empowered, and as for the respect part, I did take on the middle name of Alvin, the Christian name of my dead spouse, because was not granted one at birth. I am Miss Isabel Alvin Christie, properly. Oh, I'm rambling. Where was I? Oh, yes. I reverted to my maiden name following Alvin's passing because, as I said, I like to think myself empowered. After all, I live by myself. That is why I spend most of my day playing solitaire, and not bridge, as is the tradition, I am led to believe, of most widows my age. Nonetheless, on the day of which I wish to speak, I was sitting in this very sunroom, preparing to play a nice game of solitaire, just as I am doing now. Oh, actually, now I'm playing solitaire rather than preparing to play solitaire, but you get the drift, as they say. I laid out all the cards, and I was just marveling at the fact that 3 of the 4 aces had turned up straight from the deal. Perhaps I hadn't shuffled as well as I fancy myself able, when the bell rang. Imagine my surprise. Oh, at this point, it would behoove me to tell you that I do not live alone in the most technical sense of the word. Rather, with my delightful older and so slightly effeminate manservant named Jeeves. When I hired Jeeves following Alvin's passing, I begged him to change his name. After all, having a delightful older and ever so slightly effeminate manservant named Jeeves is so cliché, especially in the theater and cinema. But he would have nothing of it, and so I was stuck with a delightful older and ever so slightly effeminate manservant named Jeeves, with which I was finally able to cope. Oh, I digress. And so, on the day in question, yes, it is still in question, as our entire conversation hinges upon it, the bell rang. And my delightful older and yada yada Jeeves answered it. I was still in a bit of a shock, as I am an elderly widow who lives more or less by herself, and thus receives few callers, if any. However, I was perfectly keen on receiving a caller on this day, as I had spent the last several fortnights playing solitaire and overly weeping, much to Jeeves' alarm and more than a little to Jeeves' delight, for as many as 7 hours at a time with no exceptions whatsoever. And so, Jeeves let the caller in, and it turned out to be, of all people, a pizza delivery person. Or rather, a pizza delivery man, as he was a male, or even a pizza delivery boy, as he couldn't have been older than 30. Here was this tall, thin boy, sweaty from a long day of delivering pizzas, and I should like to imagine Randy from the same venture. And he was bearing pizzas. Can you imagine pizzas? As if I or any other marginally self-respecting elderly widow should order pizzas. So he, the pizza boy, opened his mouth and emitted his low, burly, sensual tone, saying,
That'll be $17.55, man.
I said, for what now? And he said,
For the pizzas, man.
I took a moment to compose myself, realizing realizing that I failed to understand the nuances of money exchange where pizzas are concerned. And then I said, in my most composed voice, "And what, pray tell, is on the pizzas?"
Oranges with sausage,
Shame,
pepperoni,
dear Lord,
and anchovies.
oy vey, as the Hebrews would say. I like us to have fainted straight away, but then, composing myself again, I said matter-of-factly, "There must be some mistake, dear boy. I didn't order any pizzas." And he said, "Isn't this 1500 Hampshire Boulevard?" As if I would live in anything below the 1700s. I said, "There must be some mistake. I didn't order any pizzas. This is 1800 Hampshire Boulevard. I'm afraid you have come too far." And he said, "Oh, sorry." And then he left. Both chiefs and I agreed that it was the most extraordinary thing to have happened in Bears Villages, and they fixed us some tea. Oh, incidentally, Jeeves makes some of the best damn tea, if you'll pardon my language, that it's ever been my good fortune to taste. I believe he uses some various and sundry wild and exotic spices. And now that I think of it, probably a healthy dollop of gin and even a little Librium. Yes. That's not so important now is it? Well, I was still in a bit of a tizzy following the unexpected arrival and equally unexpected departure of my caller, and so I was more than a little anxious to get to my liberally spiked cup of tea and my nice, placid game of solitaire. Little did I know what was in store for me, which included, as I believe I've mentioned before, my demand. Immediately, though, it was the bell ringing again. I hoped it was the pizza delivery boy come back, recognizing the opportunity for some torrid casual sex with a lonely old widow. Oh, I know it's improper for me to say such things, but I promised myself I would be perfectly candid with you. And so, Jeeves let in the caller, as it were, and it turned out to be not a lusty young man, but a pack of eager young Girl Scouts. As it happened, they merely wanted me to purchase some of their delightful and moderately priced confections, which I did. Approximately $50 worth of thin mints and do-si-dos. Oh, now I know what you're thinking. Oh, God. $50 worth of Girl Scout confections. And so I live largely by myself. One never knows when these things may come in handy, does one? No, one doesn't. After the transaction, Jeeves ushered them, the Girl Scouts, and not their confections, which had been moved to their present position here in the sunroom, hurriedly out the door and made us some more tea, which was odd, because I had not yet finished my first cup. I enjoyed my first cup, which had regrettably gone tepid. And then I enjoyed my second cup, which was hot, so as to warm me down to my very loins, which regrettably had not been warmed in quite some time. If you'll pardon my Frank. Oh, my, look here, a joker. I thought I'd taken these out of the deck. Now, where was I? Now that I've been intruded on not once, but twice, by a pizza delivery boy and a pack of eager young Girl Scouts respectively, what was I to expect next? Perhaps a rabid wolverine, or even a Jehovah's Witness. Here, I was not to enjoy my customary game of solitaire, which had become a bit tiresome, if not comforting in its predictability. What was to occur next was something of a cross between a rabid wolverine and a Jehovah's Witness. You know it. It was a rhinoceros. In came, or rather stampeded, an actual rhinoceros completely unannounced by Jeeves. First, I thought it a bit odd. So I returned to my game. It was a bit Jumanji-esque. Or even Ionesco-esque. Yes, Ionesco. Well, the truth is, I thought later, or rather would have, had I survived the day, that this sort of thing was to be expected on a day which brought visits from both a pizza delivery boy and a pack of eager young Girl Scouts. Oh. Now, as you might have imagined, the pizza delivery boy came back. He didn't bother to ring the bell. And so, much as that of the rhinoceros, his arrival was altogether unannounced by Jeeves. And then pushed me onto the davenport. Oh, I had gotten up to make sure the rhinoceros was gone. Ripped off our clothes, first mine, then his, and ravaged me until I screamed like a banshee, thrusting his rock-hard member into me harder and harder and harder and harder, until I screamed with the pain that was mixed with my joy and pleasure, and he caused me to have my first orgasm in decades, and then my second, and my third, and my fourth. In reality, he didn't do any of those things. It's just my repressed imagination rearing its ugly, nasty head again. I really should do something about that. What he did do was he shot me in the head 3 times. And I died. Imagine my surprise.
Can I see some ID, please?
No!
Can I see some ID, please?
Sure, just a sec.
Don't be nervous. Just have to check before I can let you in.
All I have is my college ID.
Don't you have anything with your date of birth on it?
No.
Do you drive a car?
No, we walked from downtown.
That's not what I asked. Do you drive a car?
Not tonight. We walked here.
Yes, I understand. But do you drive a car?
No!
Yes, I understand. But do you drive a car?
Yes.
Then don't you have a driver's license with your date of birth on it?
Yes.
Then may I see it?
No.
Then may I see it?
No. But you can see this.
Then may I see it?
You could. If it hadn't been suspended for a DUI.
May I see it?
I've got your license right here.
Then may I see it?
You could, but I don't have it on me.
Why not?
I used it to kill my wife earlier today. And I couldn't get the blood off.
Why not?
Perhaps my rationale could best be explained through an interpretive dance.
Why not?
I don't know. I must have taken it out sometime earlier today.
Why would you have taken it out?
Sometimes I like to masturbate while looking at my own B&B picture.
Why would you have taken it out?
I don't know. I always carry it with me.
Why not now?
Because I left it in the car since it shows that I'm only 18. Oh, I know. I got carded for cigarettes a while ago. And I must have accidentally left it at the gas station.
Okay.
God, how could I have been so stupid?
Oh, there. That happens to the best of us sometimes.
You mean, you smoke too? Want one?
Thanks, man. Haven't had a smoke since I got here.
No problem, dude. You know I can buy these since I just turned 18.
Thanks, man. I haven't had a smoke since I got here.
No problem, dude. Now will you please let me in?
Just a sec. Why don't you stand on the side for a second so I can let this guy in?
Sure, whatever.
Hey. Aren't you that guy from Aerosmith?
Steven Taylor at your service.
That's Tyler, kid.
Steven Tyler at your service.
No cover for you, Mr. Tyler. Have a good evening, sir.
Christ, you let that kid in? At least I'm 18.
Now let me ask you one simple question. How old are you?
I just turned 18 in December. I just turned 67 in December. I'm 24. I come here every Saturday.
That's funny. I work here every Saturday.
I just turned 21 in December.
I don't know. I can't do it.
I just turned 21 today. I'm out celebrating with my friend. He's 24, and this is his favorite bar.
So if you're celebrating your 21st birthday, why didn't you bring your driver's license? Do you know I'd be checking?
Yes, and frankly, I didn't care.
Do you know I'd be checking?
That's the thing, though. I don't have a driver's license. I just moved here from Wisconsin. I just moved here from Canada, eh? India. The Alpha Centauri system.
I'm sorry, dude. What's your name again?
Bruce.
I'm sorry, Bruce, but I can't let you in. I don't know you from Adam. If you're lying,
Which I am not.
if you are lying, I want to believe you. Honest to God, I do. You know who pays the fine?
Me.
No.
The man.
No.
Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
No, kid, I do. And it's a big fine, too.
Like I give a rat's ass about your fine.
And it's a big fine, too.
Well, here you go. Here's my name and number. When I get arrested, if I'm lying and you get in trouble, call me and I'll pay the entire fine.
Bruce Thompson, teenager.
If I'm lying and you get in trouble, call me and I'll pay the entire fine.
Hey, look, kid, I know your heart's in the right place, and I do believe you. But I just can't let you go in without proof of age, you understand?
Yeah, I understand. I understand all
too well.
You understand?
Yeah, I guess. Oh, okay! One more time from the top.
Can I see some ID, please?
Sure, just a sec.
Don't be nervous. I just have to check before I can let you in.
All I have is my college ID.
Don't you have anything with your date of birth on it?
No.
Do you drive a car?
No, we walked from downtown.
That's not what I asked. Do you drive a car?
Yes.
Then don't you have a driver's license with your date of birth on it?
Yes.
Then may I see it?
You could, but I don't have it on me.
Why not?
I don't know. I always carry it with me.
Why not now?
Oh, I know. I got carded for cigarettes a while ago, and I must have accidentally left it at the gas station.
Okay.
God, how could I have been so stupid?
There. That happens to the best of us sometimes.
But what I do have, I have my college ID, my Columbia House membership card, my NRA card, and all these pictures. Aww! Look at these pictures of my dog. Hey, Mark. Why don't you show him these pictures of my dog? I'll be back in a sec.
Oh, if only my dog were that cute.